advertising, the kind of signs they allow, the kind of signs they don't allow, and that the school committee has final sign-off on any kind of advertising.
And the approach was a little different this time. They came in and wanted to try to work with us to reconsider this, and showed us some very nice layouts and, you know, signs and things like that. And so it was a much more of really a collaborative, cooperative
That's great.
working environment.
That's what we wanted originally.
And I don't want anybody in the committee to think that Mel and I are pushing this,
No.
but we want to keep an open mind to it, because there is revenue to be raised. There are things that they would like to do at the complex that would really improve the appearance of the complex and everything. So
There's some of the things they talked about were there are lights that there's already the electricity is already run to put track lights on the light poles, which would allow residents to walk the track at night. The lights would be on till
Illuminate the
That would
track.
be
9
very
o'clock, 10
good.
o'clock. A walkway that comes down from the school to the field itself. Maybe better ticket booth areas so we can maybe better accommodate all the people that are coming to the field. More storage. We already have an issue with storage. We have what, 2 or 3 temporary storage bins now for our equipment. Plantings. There was an issue with the trees coming down, and they recognize that, and they want to look into some sort of landscaping and plantings that can replace the trees that were taken down that they say won't
interfere with
the
the
track
surface.
surface.
Or the drainage.
There were several $100,000 worth of ideas on there, on what they showed us. There's also the issue of, every 10 to 15 years, there's going to have to be a new surface put on that, a new carpet. And during that 10 to 15 years, there's occasional need for revamping to put more of that rubber fill that goes into the track.
They actually have
the field.
They actually have a budget that they're putting money into each year
Right.
for the maintenance going forward, to 15 years from now.
So, I guess the question is where we left it was they would come back to us at some point to present. It was initially thought they may come the first meeting in October. I don't think that's probably going to happen. There's too much that has to happen between now and then. I guess my question is, how do we move forward on this so we can get a decision one way or the other, so this is put to rest one way or the other? I can communicate to Parks and Rec what we laid out tonight, and the steps that we think they need to take, the steps that we need to take. Our steps mainly revolve around our policies and what we have in our policies, correct? And then our vote on whether we want to allow it or not.
I had a chance to read both legal briefs, the one from our lawyer and the one from the town council. Town council's brief focused on school committee policy. Our council focused on town bylaws.
Right.
And so they did not complement, they didn't
Right.
address the same thing. And so as far as I'm concerned, our purview is our own policy, yet town bylaw supersedes school committee policy.
That's correct.
So until town bylaw, we have assurances that town bylaw will not be violated.
And that's the first thing on Mel's list, so I agree. I think that they have to come in with something from both town council and probably the building inspector that says that you can do this. If
And
you
it's
can't
the
do it,
zoning
then
board of appeals that really has the ultimate authority, isn't it?
They would have the ultimate, I think they would have the ultimate authority if, in fact, the building inspector either approved it or disapproved it and somebody disagreed with it.
Well, are we for it? I mean,
Well,
if
I think
we're
it's
for
too
it,
early.
it's too early to say.
I think we
Well-
need to come in and make a presentation to the committee.
so after the presentation, we decide if we're for it or not, change the school policy, and then wait for the town to approve it.
Well, I think, I think they have to be sure that the town will approve it before they even come to us, because if the
Okay.
town says they
Yeah.
can't do it, or if
Doesn't matter.
Hillview says,
Yeah, we need Hillview to,
Hillview, it's essentially Hillview's land.
But could we be a little proactive and change the policy now to kind of support the whole process, or?
well, the policy may actually allow,
Our policy
now.
on corporate business and benefactor sponsorship, the way I read it, allows for it now if we approve it.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
It-
my,
the way that I read it, it doesn't apply to this at all, but that's my reading of it.
Well, what about the OM?
I got in a lot of trouble last time this came up, obviously, because I researched it, and then it happened that our council kind of agreed with me. But we have a major problem over this. I have a major problem over it.
Yeah.
And I will continue to have a major problem over it, because I don't believe it satisfies the intent of the sign bylaw.
I don't disagree with you on that,
And
Cliff.
in addition to that, I don't believe that it fits within our policy.
I'm not sure there's anything in our policy that would prohibit it, though, is there?
It's pretty specific that we don't allow advertising on school property or in the presence of kids. The idea is that it's not appropriate.
Well, I respect your opinion on this. I'm not even saying I agree with it.
That's
'cause
the way that our policy is.
Right, but it's an opportunity
I-
for us to generate some money, and when you're watching sports on TV.
Yeah, we could
You're-
put
you're-
dancing girls down there and generate
But
money
that's-
too.
that's
Well,
not-
let's
But that's
talk
not
about
what we're going to do.
Well, we do have cheerleaders down there, so.
Let me read
The-
from our,
the
let me just
issue
read
is-
from our corporate policy why I interpret it this way. We have a corporate business and benefactor sponsorship policy. And it talks about, that it says no corporate business benefactor, support, or activity will be permitted in the district or on school grounds that promotes the use of drugs, alcohol, tobacco, firearms, promotes hostility, disorder, or violence, etc. All the things, promotes political candidates, all the things that we won't allow, which is what the Winchendon policy does, but it gets much more specific. Then it says, no curriculum material shall be purchased or used that contains promotional information. No corporate relationship will be permitted which requires students to advertise a product. No student should be required to complete surveys, provide marketing information. So far, they're not. Number 5, all company benefactor logos appearing on district company/benefactor logos appearing on district property shall be for product or sponsor only for identification purposes. Signs, banners, or other items bearing the company logo shall be approved by the school department prior to display. The size and period of display shall be identified as part of the approval process. That, to me, is what they're saying they're going to do. Number 5 here. So that's
I would
why
agree with
I
it.
say we can allow this allows it.
But it says it's for specific events
No.
that are being sponsored
No, it
by
doesn't.
a company.
Well, I thought we weren't gonna debate it tonight, but.
No,
But, and I respect your position on this, Cliff, I really do. What they pointed out to us were a number of other school districts that were doing this and raising
I
money.
don't
I
have a
think
problem with it. You go to a
I think Reading
NCAA
was
football
mentioned, Kyle.
stadium, and there's
I
signs all
think
over the
Reading was
place.
mentioned as one.
Yeah, Reading and Woburn.
I mean, what's the difference between going to Fenway and taking your kid there?
Well, I think-
and seeing all those advertisements and the
Again, I
football
think
stadium.
there's a lot of difference. I don't think we want to debate it tonight. I think
know.
we need to there's still disagreement on the committee as to, Jerry and I, we didn't make any commitment.
So we
Kathy
keep
was
an
there.
open mind,
said
and
we
we
keep
could
an open
possibly
mind.
live with it, but the full committee
Right,
has to be.
has to vote on it, and
comfortable with it.
what I said for the next meeting I was gonna take to the committee was where we stand on it and all the things that have to be done for this to even get to a school committee vote.
I think you outlined the issues pretty well.
And so what I will do is I will get back to Parks and Rec. I'll tell them what our thoughts are in terms of what they need to do before they come to meet with us.
Okay.
And, if any other member wants to look into other, that's up to each member. They can do whatever they want in terms of looking at the sign bylaw. Or it's obviously open to anyone. But until all of those requirements are met, and I think the important one, I'll contact the Hillview. Because we need an official, in my opinion, we need an official vote of the Hillview Committee before this can go anywhere.
They're a party to the memorandum of understanding.
Correct.
Yes.
Correct.
Yes.
And the memorandum of understanding is clear that any signs must adhere to our policy and that we have final sign-off on any signs that'll be placed at the district, the turf. So I'm guessing that come November sometime, we may have them in for a vote on this, but I don't think it definitely won't be the next meeting, and I'm doubting it'll be the meeting after that, given how busy we are.
All I'll say is it was a good meeting.
Yeah, it was.
It was a productive meeting. Everybody was working well together, and
That's great.
we've had a lot of collaboration with recreation in particular, and Hillview for that matter, on the tennis courts, on the turf field, and all those things. So it makes sense for us to continue to try to work with them, even
Right.
if we don't necessarily agree with them on something.
Well, I'm happy that there's a process now that.
Yes,
we've
that's
agreed
what I
to.
wanted to put in place, a
There's a spirit of
process.
collaboration, which even if we decide we're on the other side of this issue, that we've gone through, because we'll have to do this again on other issues that'll come up. This is not the only one. So, thank
Okay.
you.
So I'll take care of that and try to get that moving. And then finally, I lost my agenda, we have a grant, correct?
May I just ask, evaluation subcommittee, are we still meeting tomorrow at 7 a.m.?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
And when is it? We're meeting Wednesday on the communications subcommittee, right?
Was that a
Wednesday?
hint
You
to
on that?
change the
10:30?
time?
Communications subcommittee, 10:30 on the 29th. Policies subcommittee, 6 p.m. on the 29th.
Cliff, you better get a room up here.
I think I'm on the tech subcommittee.
You're gonna be here
on
like,
that.
I make a
They moved
multiple use
to
trips.
Thursday because of middle school open
Okay.
house.
Policy now has a conflict.
I'm on the tech subcommittee, and they moved it from the middle school night open house to the following night, so I prefer to go to the tech one, but, I mean,
Right, and this is the new district-wide technology committee that Mike will be
Michael's on.
sitting on with
Okay.
Patrick.
do both of us have to be at the policy subcommittee?
Yes.
Yes,
Yeah.
unfortunately.
a committee of one.
We'll
We'll
reschedule
reschedule
that.
it. Okay.
We'll do it.
You're right, I know.
We'll reschedule it.
All right,
Um,
grant, loss control grant.
Yes. It's the last page in your packet. Congratulations to Wayne. He had applied for loss control and received $3,500 for the development of a roof inspection program. No correspondence at this time.
Wayne's gotten great. He got that grant last year. Michael, you should have been here. He had that, he got a gun which measures the temperature.
Different kind of gun.
Oh, nice.
Not, yeah,
A real
a
gun.
laser kind of, and
Yeah.
it was great because we got to show him how cold it was in these rooms, in this room in the
It
winter.
was all blow pistol.
Yeah, it
I've
was
seen
all.
those.
Weird,
I've
when I
used them
aimed at
myself.
Jerry, I got nothing.
Yes.
I missed a point. We have a problem with the policy, so
Yeah.
it's not going to happen.
Right. It's
It
not gonna
won't
happen.
happen on
It's gonna be
Thursday
scheduled.
night.
Won't happen.
We'll have to reschedule via email.
Okay.
Oh, just one other thing.
Yes.
I forgot during that discussion, I wanted to compliment Kyle again for getting that fence in, getting it done, getting it
Well,
Yay!
as quickly as you did. I
And
mean,
it looks great,
and it
too.
looks
thank
great,
you, but
seriously.
Marty Tilton and Wayne Hardacre were really thank you for
All right, but I
for
just wanted to-
doing that, but I
And my
appreciate it.
compliments on the price,
Yes.
Yeah.
because it looks to me like you came in about 30% less than what you had.
Well, remember we bid it. It
Yeah.
was, we got a
It
bid
was
that was
just-
$4,000
Just so
less.
nice to see that up there before that second
Yeah.
game, done, ready to go. It was
And I'll say
great.
one last thing about the turf
Thank
field.
you.
It is so great to hear people from other towns saying, wow, I wish we had a facility like
Well,
this.
I can tell
Isn't
you
it unbelievable?
from working down on the field there, both games that we had at home, the officials said, and they were experienced officials, it was the best turf field that they had actually seen. It was the way it was laid out, the way
Yay.
everything fit together.
Yay,
Yeah,
no
so-
spreading.
All right, anything else? Michael,
Just a
did you want to?
reminder.
No? Okay, go ahead.
Pictures next time.
Oh, yeah,
On
pictures.
October 12th.
Pictures, ties, if you want. It's up to you.
Okay.
All right, motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
Second?
Yes.
All's in favor? Aye. Good night. Not bad for all that agenda.
There were a lot of guests.
Long agenda.
Yes.
A lot of
10
guests
awesome
tonight.
people.
A lot of guests.
That was a
Thank you,
huge
Charlie.
agenda.
Nice job.
was.
Tonight. Nice job on that. There's a lot with budget. What time is it?
Fantastic.
You- So
9:55.
that problem up at the high school is unbelievable.
Michael's
The
here.
storage for
You
the,
talking about
uh,
rescheduling policy? Michael,
Well,
can we
for
reschedule
30
policy?
But you know what happens? It's
While
like,
you're here and you
but
have
that's
your.
what I was gonna say, it's like my house, same thing with the app.
Between you and me, we're wearing
Just
North
get
Country
stuff
colors.
and
And we need to do it
That's
for
what it is.
all.
That's what it is.
Maybe they need to kick in the ass to clean it up.